I've always had a passion for being around and learning about animals. When I was younger, going to zoos and animal parks was always a part of my life. I wanted to share my passion with family and friends, so I started working with people that loved animals as much as I did, and my YouTube channel was born.
And this is Treehouse Wildlife Center, where anyone local could bring their animals for rehabilitation. And this is where Rachel will be bringing the turtle today.
Hi, welcome to Treehouse.
Hi, I found this turtle out in the yard out there, and it looks like it's wasting away.
Oh, do you know what kind of turtle it is?
Eastern box turtle.
Yep, you're right there. Let's see if he's got any injuries. Looks like he's got an old one on his shell. Maybe he was hit by a car. That's healed up pretty well.
And now we're here with Sam, and we're going to talk about this form that you'll be told to fill out if you do bring in an animal. So, why would having to know if it has a disease or not be important?
Well, you typically don't want to put animals that have disease with animals that don't, just in case it spreads, or overall, animals tend to pick on animals that have disease.
And I see on here, former pet. Like, why would that need to be known?
Well, if an animal has been a former pet, it tends to be more used to people, and it's not a very good thing to release it back in the wild without having to kind of isolate it, because you don't want a squirrel that's been a former pet running up to a random person. That might scare them a little bit.
Like a hunter, for example. That's not going to be good. And then location, the kind of where you found the animal. Why is that important to the whole process?
Well, if you find a deer, say in Collinsville, you don't want to release it back in Alton or some other place. You want to release it back where it's been, where it's familiar with its habitat, where it might have a better chance of surviving.
Well, thank you, Sam, for telling us about this form. Now let's go take the turtle downstairs.
All right.
So now we're in the hospital area of Treehouse Wildlife Center, and Sam here is going to tell us what they look for in animals.
So generally, if we get a turtle, and we always want to check the shell, make sure there's no marking on it. This guy, he's got a big gash in that shell. Probably got hit by a car a while back. We always want to check the eyes, make sure the pupils dilate. It's kind of hard to tell on a turtle, but check its head, check its feet, make sure they've got all of them, which in this case, our guy right here is actually missing a foot. It should look like that. Instead, he's got that little stub. Other than that, we would evaluate it, make sure that it's something that can be released. Unfortunately, since he's missing the foot, that's not a good situation for release.
Would that limit his climbing ability?
Yes.
Ability to get away from predators?
He's able to walk fairly well, but his climbing, when he would start to climb, it would actually cause him to flip over on his back, which in the wild would not be a good situation.
So what are some common animals that you find here?
Typically our most common animal that we get in is a squirrel or a barred owls. They're often hit by cars and they get stunned when people bring them in. Squirrels fall from nests, that sort of thing.
And what kind of injuries would prevent an animal from going back to the wild? Like for this turtle here, obviously it's missing a foot, so they can't go back. So
with our birds, we always want to check their eyes. They have a very bad depth perception if they're missing an eye or they go blind in an eye. Cirrus, our new permanent resident hawk, she's actually missing part of her wing, so she can't fly well. So in that case, we would have to keep her. Otherwise, she'd have to be euthanized or sent to another rehab center. Does the kind of animal you find vary on the time of year? Yes, actually. In the spring, we tend to get more mammals. A lot of squirrels that have been orphaned, a lot of possums that have been orphaned. In the fall, we get a lot of owls, a lot of birds of prey, that sort of thing. So now that the evaluation's done with the turtle, what will be the next step for him? So we'll put him in a crate, and basically we'll keep monitoring him, make sure that he doesn't lose any weight, make sure that he's still able to get around, and if he is, since he is missing the foot, he'll probably be added to our education display upstairs. So let's go show that. All right.
So here we are again after the quarantine period for this turtle. So what are we going to do now?
We're going to put him in this tank right here, and anyone who comes and visits Treehouse can come see him. We've actually already come up with a name for him. We're going to name him Houdini. There's actually another turtle that shares his habitat, and we're going to keep him fed with these nice pellets, and he'll just be enjoyable for everyone.
So you become an education animal.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for taking us through the entire process of this turtle.
No problem.
And if you guys enjoyed this week's episode, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram @Coach Shirk. As always, I'll see you next week.